Welcome to today's event titled Empowering Learners of All Ages, UNESCO Learning Cities Transform Lives, during which we will be presenting the new members of the UNESCO Global Network of Learning Cities from the Institute of Lifelong Learning in Hamburg, Germany. My name is Marie Macaulay. I'm a program specialist at the UNESCO Institute for Lifelong Learning, and I will be today's Master of Ceremony. We have a lot to look forward to for this very exciting session. We will start first by hearing from Ms. Stefania Giannini, the UNESCO Assistant Director General for Education, who will intervene via video address. We will then hear from the Director of the UNESCO Institute for Lifelong Learning, Ms. Isabel Kempf, who will take the floor to also share an introduction to the UNESCO Global Network of Learning Cities, and importantly, officially announce our new UNESCO Learning Cities. A panel discussion moderated by the coordinator of the UNESCO Global Network of Learning Cities, Mr. Raúl Valdés-Cotera, will follow. And during this particular panel, mayors of the few selected learning cities will share how they make lifelong learning a reality for all. And today's main event will then come to a close. The celebration will not end there. Learning cities will be specifically invited to join an exclusive networking session where they will be able to connect and exchange their efforts to promote lifelong learning for all. So all learning cities will be receiving a Zoom registration link to attend this session via email. The link is also going to be posted in the chat box very shortly, if not already done. And so if you wish to participate in this networking session, we ask that you please click on that particular link to register to it. You will receive a confirmation email to join this meeting, which will begin straight away after this one at 2 p.m. Central European time. We will share more on the networking session a little bit in the email that you will receive, as well as in the chat. So before we begin, a few very technical details. This Zoom event today is being recorded and will be shared via the UNESCO Institute for Lifelong Learning's website, as well as on our YouTube channel. The session is a webinar format. This means that we will be using the question and answer box. If anybody has questions to ask, please use that option. And you're invited to share any questions you may have for the Global Network of Learning Cities coordination team, as well as our panelists using that particular Q&A area at the bottom of your screen. Interpretation is provided throughout the duration of the proceedings for today in English, French, and Spanish. Please use your little option at the bottom of your screen once again that you can click on to choose a language you would like to hear and listen to the webinar in. We will not be having interpretation during the networking session to follow. We will only be using interpretation services in the webinar until 2 p.m. Local time. So with those technical details now done, I will, without further ado, invite Ms. Stefania Giannini, UNESCO Assistant Director General for Education, to begin today's celebration. Thank you.
Dear mayors, dear local government leaders, representatives of UNESCO joining us today as we warmly welcome 64 new cities from 35 countries to the UNESCO Global Network of Learning Cities. Of UNESCO, I thank you very much the cities, national commissions, the international jury, educators, all the community who have made this network a beacon of lifelong learning excellence, very well known and very well reputed in the world. Education and lifelong learning, as we all know, are essential for facing global challenges from climate change to digital transformation, and others, of course. Substantial progress has been made towards achieving sustainable development goals, including SDG 4, but we all know that significant hurdles remain to face. The world faces a global learning crisis, an urgent, emerging learning crisis that we have to address effectively. Let me remind some figures I'm sure you have in mind. more than 700 million individuals are still illiterate in the world. 250 million children are out of school, and fewer than 5% of adults participate in adult education and learning opportunities. Cities have a big role to play. UNESCO Learning Cities exemplify the potential of lifelong learning and life-wide learning in schools, at home, workplaces, and communities. With our network now is over 350 cities from 80 countries. And this is the UNESCO Global Network of Learning Cities, which is a real asset to address all the many challenges and also to make progress running. I wish a fruitful discussion in this conference, and I really wish to iterate my message. Welcome to the UNESCO family.
Thank you very much, Ms. Giannini, for this remarkable opening speech and providing such a warm welcome to the new members of the network. I'm very happy to now pass the floor to the UNESCO Institute of Lifelong Learning Director, Ms. Isabel Kemp, for the official announcement, who will start by introducing the aim as well as the way of operating of the network, and will also then present the new members by UNESCO World Region. Isabel, I'm happy to pass the floor over to you.
Thank you so much, Marie. And I would really like to welcome the dear mayors, the UNESCO National Commissions, and distinguished participants representing learning cities around the world to this important announcements. The announcement also coincides with Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to all of the participants. And I would like to echo Mrs. Stefania Giannini's welcoming and to all of you today, because we will announce the 64 new members of the UNESCO Global Network of Learning Cities. This is a real significant moment to celebrate the commitment made by local governments and partners to create lifelong learning opportunities for all, and then also to celebrate the many new partnerships as this global network continues to expand. Learning cities have a lot to contribute to our collective international efforts to achieve inclusive and equitable quality education and lifelong learning, while tackling at the same time multiple crises and harnessing the transformations. The challenge is very profound because we have very little time to get back on track to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. But what would be a better place to start than in cities, home to over half of the world's population and the really closest level of government to people? Next slide, please. As you know, last year, the network marked its 10th anniversary. So we have 1 decade in which the network has grown significantly, not only in numbers, but also in capacity to effect really positive change. And members have increasingly recognized that solutions to global challenges need to be built from the bottom up, starting with local people and their leaders. Here are some of the major ways in which the network has supported cities over the past 10 years. We supported cities in their pursuit of the UN SDGs through the lens of lifelong learning, of course. The network inspires cities to cooperate and develop partnerships and develop new partnerships in innovative ways, fostered action-oriented approaches to harness resilience at the local level, encourage celebration and the joy of lifelong learning, and really also help cities to promote lifelong learning within and beyond the metropolis, targeting marginalized groups at the core of policies and strategies. So during a decade of these activities, we have seen not only the list of learning cities get longer, but also excellence in lifelong learning grow, with a particular focus on reaching the most marginalized and vulnerable groups in our societies. So I'm now very proud to present to you the names of the new UNESCO learning cities. Next slide, please. So we have the new learning cities in Africa. We have the city of Bikok in Cameroon, Marua Premier in Cameroon, Yaoundé Premier, Cameroon, São Felipe in Cabo Verde, Ganyao in Cote d'Ivoire, Dakar, Senegal, and I see the mayor here already with us on the screen. Very welcome. And then we have also Chinhoyi in Zimbabwe. All of you very welcome as new members of the network. Then next slide, please. We have the new learning cities in Arab states, Muharraq in Bahrain, Alexandria in Egypt, Sharkia in Egypt, Sefta also in Egypt, Agadir and Essaouira in Morocco, as well as Fez also in the Kingdom of Morocco. Next slide, Sven. In the Arab states, we also have Muscat, Oman, Niswa, Oman, Sur, Oman, Salal in Qatar, Al-Madina, Al-Munawwara in Saudi Arabia, Al-Aqsa, Saudi Arabia, King Abdullah Economic City in Saudi Arabia, and also Ashman in the United Arab Emirates. Next slide, please. In Asia Pacific, we would like to welcome new members in the following city: Nanjing City, People's Republic of China, Suzhou City, also People's Republic of China, Legazpi City in the Philippines, Busan, Republic of Korea, Hanam, also in the Republic of Korea, and also Seoju in Gwangju, Republic of Korea. Next slide, please. We also have additional cities in Asia and Pacific, including Bangkok in Thailand, Khon Kaen in Thailand as well, Yala in Thailand, Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, and Son La also in Vietnam. Then now coming to Europe and North America, we would like to welcome Liège in Belgium, Lille in France, Senaki in Georgia, Dresden in Germany, Szombathely in Hungary, Waterford in Ireland, Fundão in Portugal, and Suhir in Romania. We also have the city of Galati in Romania, Bratislava in Slovakia, Cerdanyola del Valles in Spain, Manchester in the United Kingdom, Wakefield also in the United Kingdom, Lviv in Ukraine, Sumy in Ukraine, and Ternopil as well in Ukraine. Very welcome to the network. We would very much like to welcome also bienvenidos to the new learning cities in Latin America and the Caribbean. Welcoming Cordoba in Argentina, Fiamat also in Argentina, Curitiba in Brazil, Leme in Brazil, Recife in Brazil, Azogues in Ecuador, and La Paz in Baja California Sur in Mexico. Welcome to the network. We also have the cities of Mérida in Mexico, San Luis Potosí also in Mexico, Estelí in Nicaragua, Masaya in Nicaragua, Ocotal in Nicaragua, Andahuaylas in Peru, Ica, and also Santiago de Surco in Peru. Very welcome to all, to the global network, and congratulations to these very, very active cities. We're looking forward to working with you. Next one, please. Just to share with you also that by joining the network, you will have the chance in the coming months and years to contribute to and collectively shape the life of our network. It is a pleasure also to share a few words about the main possibilities for your engagement. The first is really to say that we provide targeted capacity building opportunities to enable you to further advance as a learning city. This year, we will pilot and launch the Learning City Development and Support Initiative, a structured framework aimed at strengthening lifelong learning policies, programs, and capacities in cities around the world. The framework will involve a package of learning resources, expert advice, and targeted support, providing online as well as in-person, all customized and designed to advance your learning city efforts. We also develop cutting-edge knowledge products to provide you with research, case studies, and guidelines for learning city strategies and program development. And last but not least, we provide you with manifold possibilities to exchange among yourselves, with like-minded peers, with mega cities or small cities, to discuss common challenges and finding together solutions. Next slide, please. So how can you engage with us in 2024? One of our major events this year will be the International Conference on Learning Cities. It takes usually place every 3 years. It's coming up at the end of 2024, and it will be under the title of Learning Cities at the Forefront of Climate Change. And it will provide a space for the whole network to meet, share best practices, and also set new directions for the network. In building up to the conference from March, we will launch a series of monthly webinars addressing diverse topics in connection with the theme of the International Conference on Learning Cities. And you will be invited to engage in presentation and discussions with your fellow learning cities and experts. We are also launching an exciting collaboration with digital education platform. It's called Future Learn, which will result in a series of online courses on promoting environmental sustainability in your cities and communities. Meetings will be organized by regional, sub-regional, and national learning city networks supported by the UNESCO Institute for Lifelong Learning in the months to come. And there will be also a community of practice on the UIL Learning Hub, which will serve as a digital town hall where you can announce your events, request advice, coordinate your activities, and also share innovative projects. Whether in putting together the building blocks of a learning city framework or pursuing a thematic priority such as lifelong learning for health, active citizenship, peace, cities can really forge connection with peers in other parts of the world to share knowledge and support, and that's what the network is for. Next slide, please. So I would also like to thank you for joining today's announcement, and please do participate in our ongoing I'm a Lifelong Learner campaign displayed on the screen. Next one, please. So on the behalf of the team here at UNESCO Institute for Lifelong Learning, I would like to close by conveying our eager anticipation to work with you, the new and the existing members of the network. Over to Raul for the next part of the event. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Today from various parts of the globe, it is indeed a pleasure to be here facilitating what promises to be an insightful panel discussion on the auspices of the Global Network of Learning Cities. As the GNLC coordinator, I'm thrilled to introduce majors from a very few of our newly admitted cities, namely Bangkok in Thailand, Dakar in Senegal, Lviv in Ukraine, Muscat in Oman, Waterford in Ireland, and Cordoba in Argentina, who will be sharing their innovative strategies and experiences in making lifelong learning a tangible reality for their citizens. So without further ado, let's embark on this journey to learning and discover together. Let's explore through the experiences of our speakers how cities around the world are turning the concept of lifelong learning into a living reality for their communities. Let's start our journey with Bangkok, the capital city of Thailand in Southeast Asia and home of more than 10 million inhabitants. I don't know if Mr. Sanon Wansranboon, the Deputy Governor of Bangkok, is with us, but he will provide a general view of their work. It's already with us. So, Mr. Deputy Governor, the floor is yours.
Hi, Excellency, distinguished guests, and everyone. So my name is Sanon. I'm the Deputy Governor of Bangkok. Very honored to be here with every city that was nominated today, and be selected as a network of the learning city. So I would like to state our intention about how we want to empower the lifelong learning. So we think our key result, we want to focus on two things. First, about the learning for life, and secondly is about opportunity for all. As you may know, that Bangkok is like very good. We have a very good and high quality of school and learning program, but we also have a really people who live in really poor condition and have a very limited education circumstances. So both ways, like learning for life and also opportunity for all, is the key to give the opportunity for everyone. How we drive. So we have 47 policy for better learning strategy in when the governor come to manage 1.5 years ago. And we focus on 5 primary areas, which is first about early childhood development. Second, about the compulsory education. Third is about the vocational skills development. Fourth is about lifelong learning for all, anywhere, anytime. Participation of youth and citizens in the urban development. So these are 5 areas that we will focus, and we will use the systemic approach to engage people, engage professional, not only the government side, but also the professional professor who are like expert in those areas to help together with us. Right now we have around 20 committee who help on these 5 areas that I mentioned before. Yes, that's lovely about what we are committed, and it's my great honor to be selected, and we will make it work, everything that we got from the network. Thank you, everyone.
It's really nice to hear how the city is so engaged on this quality learning environment. It's not just a strong formal system, which is crucial for a city, but how is that articulated to the other citizens around the city, and mainly trying to build an ecosystem of learning around the entire community and the society. I think this vibrant culture that you are building will be quite exemplary for other cities in the region, but also to learn from other experiences that are taken in other part of the region. Thank you very much for sharing your experience. I think it will be a very good starting point for us to continue accompanying this process, these 47 different strategies that you are implementing, and to learn more about your experience. Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like then to move, if fine with you, to Africa. We have Dakar, which is the capital of the largest city, capital and largest city in Senegal. And its mayor, Monsieur Barthélemy Toyé-Diaz, will give us a glance of the city's visions for lifelong learning. Cher Maire, la parole est vous. Vous avez 5 minutes.
Bonjour tout le monde. Madame Stéphania Giannini, sous-directrice générale de l'UNESCO pour l'éducation. Madame Isabelle Camp, directrice de l'éducation de l'Institut de l'UNESCO pour l'apprentissage tout au long de la vie. Chers collègues, membres du réseau mondial des villes apprenantes, mesdames et messieurs, je voudrais vous exprimer toute notre fierté d'appartenir à la grande famille du réseau mondial des villes apprenantes. Je saisis l'occasion pour saluer les relations de partenariat privilégiées et de coopération entre la ville de Dakar et l'UNESCO. Je rappelle que la ville de Dakar est membre du réseau mondial des villes créatives UNESCO. Notre demande donc d'adhésion au réseau mondial des villes apprenantes est la réaffirmation de notre engagement constant à développer au sein de notre territoire des idéaux de l'UNESCO dans le domaine de la culture, de la science et de l'éducation. Nous témoignons notre estime et considération à l'ensemble des villes membres du réseau pour leur inlassable effort à développer les politiques initiatives pour la démocratisation de l'accès à l'éducation de qualité pour tous. Notre adhésion nous offre ainsi l'opportunité de persévérer dans l'élaboration et la réalisation de politiques efficaces dédiées à la promotion du concept de l'éducation tout au long de la vie. Je peux vous assurer que le thème retenu à cette cérémonie, à savoir autonomiser les individus, transformer les sociétés, est le principe fondamental qui guide notre vision des politiques territoriales de l'éducation. La politique de la ville de Dakar s'adosse sur une vision large qui promeut des offres éducatives diversifiées. Elle vise à faciliter l'accès de l'éducation de qualité et à des opportunités d'apprentissage qui prennent en compte la diversité des types d'apprenants et leurs besoins éducatifs fondamentaux. Pour mettre en place en application cette vision, Dakar compte s'appuyer sur les axes stratégiques suivants. Asseoir une vision territoriale inclusive de l'éducation tout au long de la vie à travers le projet de l'élaboration du plan territorial de développement de l'éducation. Agir en opérateur d'éducation et de formation par la création d'entités de formation. Soutenir les différentes offres éducatives tout au long de la vie dans le cadre d'un partenariat avec différents instituts de formation au niveau national et international. Améliorer la gouvernance du secteur à travers la mise en place d'un conseil départemental de développement de l'éducation pour une meilleure coordination des interventions et la promotion de l'approche partenariale. Mettre en place des instruments de financement adaptés et pérennes. Dans le contexte actuel marqué par la mutation effrénée due à la paupérisation galopante et à la privatisation de l'enseignement, il nous a paru nécessaire de mettre en place un mécanisme visant à permettre à nos concitoyens de bénéficier toute leur vie des opportunités d'acquisition de compétences afin d'optimiser leur qualification. Pour ce faire, nous avons mis en place un fonds de 6 millions de dollars US visant à offrir à des milliers de jeunes issus de familles pauvres diverses opportunités d'apprentissage, leur ouvrant la voie vers des qualifications professionnelles concourant à leur ascension sociale. De l'éducation inclusive tout au long de la vie, nous avons pensé à mettre en œuvre une initiative destinée à lutter pour la formation professionnelle visant annuellement l'insertion professionnelle de 300 personnes issues de milieux carcéraux, c'est-à-dire ceux qui sont dans les prisons. Ce projet s'inscrit dans un type de formation pratique accélérée pour une intégration rapide dans le marché de l'emploi. En dehors de cela, Dakar s'active à mettre en place une politique qui est vraiment large avec, en dehors de la mise en place de ce fonds, nous avons aussi la création d'un centre de formation pour la santé. Nous travaillons aussi avec des villes jumelles comme la ville d'Evry, avec lesquelles nous comptons vraiment mettre en place et continuer à élaborer notre politique visant à améliorer tout ce qui concerne l'éducation et la formation. Par ailleurs, en tant qu'opératrice d'éducation, la ville fournit des offres de formation professionnelle et de promotion entrepreneuriale aux jeunes et adultes. Ainsi, nous avons, avec le gouvernement canadien, mis en place le CEPEM. Le CEPEM, c'est un incubateur pour former des jeunes entrepreneurs à comment gérer les petites entreprises qui sont vraiment en incubation. Alors, on fait du coaching en fait avec eux, on les aide à être de bons entrepreneurs. Donc, c'est un peu un ramassis de ce que l'on fait au niveau de la ville, en dehors des bourses, en dehors aussi des centres de formation, mais aussi de la mise en place de beaucoup de choses. Aussi, nous disposons d'un centre
vous avez une minute pour finir, s'il vous plaît.
Pardon?
Vous avez une minute pour finir, s'il vous plaît.
Pardon?
Il vous reste 1 minute pour finir, s'il vous plaît.
Ah d'accord, oui. Ben, je ne saurais terminer sans citer l'école municipale de professionnels de la santé que nous avons récemment créée pour améliorer la qualité de formation des professionnels de la santé. Nous sommes convaincus que notre adhésion au réseau des villes apprenantes constituera une opportunité pour bénéficier des meilleures pratiques pour développer nos villes. Je vous remercie vraiment de votre écoute, mesdames et messieurs. Je pense que nous allons continuer à bien collaborer. Merci beaucoup.
Merci de votre contribution précieuse. Thank you. It is great to see that Dakar is a city where innovative approaches to education and to lifelong learning are breaking new ground. Under the leadership of the mayor, Dakar has really implementing unique strategies to integrate learning into the fabric of daily life. He was strongly mentioning the value of vocational training, the work they're doing in different areas in prison education, but also this strong strategy for health, for well-being, ensuring that learning transcends the confines of traditional classrooms and becomes accessible to all citizens. Let us move very fast, and I would like to give the floor to Lviv in Ukraine. Let us present a little bit what is happening in the city. I would like to give the floor to Mr. Andriy Sadovi, mayor of the city, that will present the city's vision of the enhancement of learning opportunities for people of all ages, making education more inclusive, more accessible. Dear Mayor, the floor is yours.
Thank you for invitation. Good afternoon, my friends. It is a great honor for me to speak to you. Lviv, capital of culture of Ukraine. Russian invasion totally changed situation in my city and changed my life. Today, Lviv, huge humanitarian hub. There are 30,000 my citizens on front line today. And every day Lviv hosts wounded from occupation territory. Only our municipal hospital hosted 60,000 wounded, children, women, elderly people, and Ukrainian heroes. We built in Lviv unique ecosystem of humanity unbroken, high-level quality surgery, temporary, permanent prosthetic, psychological, physical, social rehabilitation. We look for new job for our veterans. We build new accommodation, and all time we think about education. Education for us, it is our bedrock. We open a center for adult people, education center. All time we expand our center, but it is very important part my life. Thank you for support. Thank you for new status. Thank you for collaboration. I expect new, very interesting idea. Collaboration with you, very important for my city and very important for Ukraine. Never give up, only victory. Let me show for you small video about ecosystem of humanity unbroken. 1 minute, okay?
What is marriage? If at all. What is? What is freedom? Fly under the water. This is their new start.
Ja, продолжить. Ja, так.
But you know, we cannot hear it very well, so I think it will be a good option if you can send the video to us and we can share it from here. Could you please help us with that?
New life.
Thank you for conversation and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much for this inspiration highlights. We couldn't hear very well the video. We were just following some of the main messages that were displayed on that. So it will be nice if you can send that video to us and we can put it in our website so everybody could see it. But of course, it's showing the relevance of learning, doesn't matter what, continuously throughout life. And I think that's the great message we get from it. And certainly we as coordinators of the network will be accompanying the city, but also you will find a lot of pairs around the world, cities that will share their experience, and I will be very grateful to learn more of your experience. Thank you very much, and let us continue in this journey together.
We should learn endlessly. We should learn endlessly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Then let's move and let's turn our attention to Wilawat of Muscat, capital city of Oman. And I would like to invite Mr. Sajid Ashraf bin Ahmed Al Busaidi, which is a deputy mayor of Muscat. I don't know if he's in the chat. We are in the process because he's right now as a participant, so we are working on that. But he will briefly share on how the city strategies initiatives are not only advancing learning, but also contributing really to the general community. I would like to see if we have already the mayor in the floor. How is that working, Marie?
Yes, good evening.
Yes,
Yes, can you hear?
Very welcome, please.
Good evening, everybody. Can I start, please?
Sure.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته ومساء الخير أيها الحضور الكريم. إنه ليسرنا أن نلتقي بكم في هذا اليوم المبارك.
Could you please wait a little bit because we are splitting your speech. Just 1 second, please. Okay, so he will speak in Arabic, which I think is very much appreciated and very welcome. And everything can be followed in the chat in English, okay? So, sorry, dear Vice Mayor, the floor is yours.
Can I start now? السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته ومساء الخير أيها الحضور الكريم. إنه ليسرنا أن نلتقي بكم في هذا اليوم المبارك للإعلان عن أسماء المدن المنضمة لشبكة اليونسكو العالمية لمدن التعلم. حفلنا الكريم إن المزج بين أهداف الاستثمار في قضايا التنمية والتعليم المستدامة عبر تسهيل عمليات التعليم الكبار ومحو الأمية وتهيئة الظروف لمواجهة الآثار السلبية التي أنتجها الإنسان على البيئة الطبيعية والثقافة الأصلية للمجتمعات هي الفكرة الأساسية التي تسعى منظمة اليونسكو إلى تحقيقها عبر شبكة اليونسكو العالمية لمدن التعلم. وولاية مسقط بمشاركتها هذه تضع الكثير من الأفكار لخلق وعي بيئي وحضاري وتسعى لتقديم إضافة عملية للإنسان في مجتمعنا المحلي والإنسان أينما كان، وتسن لذلك استراتيجيات وبرامج ومعايير عملية وتذليل الصعوبات ليعم الازدهار والرفاهية. إن ولاية مسقط تؤمن أن التقلبات العالمية المتسارعة في العلاقات والمصالح يجب أن لا تكون عائقاً بل محفزاً للإسهام في دمج الجهود والأهداف العالمية معاً للارتقاء بالإنسان على اختلاف الثقافات والأعراق والجغرافيا. ختاماً أتقدم بخالص الشكر والتقدير لكل من ساهم في انضمام ولاية مسقط لشبكة اليونسكو العالمية لمدن التعلم، كما أتقدم بالشكر الجزيل للقائمين في منظمة الأمم المتحدة للتربية والعلم والثقافة اليونسكو. شكرا لكم. Thank you for you.
You could follow the speech in the chat, and I think it's very much appreciated what is happening right now, because in a way, language is an important challenge to face sometimes. But what we really want to do in the network, and will be pushing very much, is to have the chance to learn from each other using the different techniques with IT. Sometimes we can have interpretation, and to learn from the great experiences that are taking place all over the world. I would say that the city is clearly practical, contributing to the local community and to people, whatever they want to do. And more and more we could see that it's more articulation of the moving into the practicalities or the very clear actions that need to be done. So it's really moving very fast into very concrete support for the local community. Thank you very much, dear Mayor. And I would like then to give move to the heart of Ireland, and we'll hear remarks from the Mayor of Waterford, Councillor Joe Conway, that will share briefly how local communities and municipalities can make a big impact on education. It's really nice to have you here, Mr. Mayor. The floor is yours.
Agus siad amach fáilte agus deagaithe do gach duine atá ar an léach seo. I want, as Mayor of Waterford, to extend my finest greetings to all of you on the call this afternoon, and to say how proud we are in Waterford to be joining the Learning City family. In a previous career, I was the head teacher of a primary school in Waterford for 19 years. And I was immensely proud of the work that I did with my teaching team and support team in the school. But one of the things that used to make me a little sad was the significant number of children who left school at primary level to move on to second level and had not attained their greatest goals in learning. And that is the most significant thing about the learning cities, is that we have such an emphasis in the learning cities on lifelong learning. And that is something that we will, as a council and as a city, strive to promote and consolidate in the main for our people here in Waterford. This, of course, is a university city, and we have the president of the university on the call, I think, as well. And I'd like to thank her for her great work in doing that. I also want to say how humbled and gratified it is to hear Mayor Andrei from Lviv in the Ukraine, and to see the extraordinary fortitude that the people in his city and country are displaying at the moment. Indeed, we have a very big Ukrainian community in the last couple of years here in Waterford, and we are doing extraordinary work to bring them into the community and to look after their education from preschool right through to university. Waterford is part of the family of learning cities in Ireland, with Cork, Limerick, Belfast, Dublin and Derry. And we are, I think there's an expression in English that you might be aware of, and it's called pushing at an open door. Well, when you're talking about learning in Waterford, you are pushing at an open door, because my councillor colleagues and all the people of the city, they have a great and undying belief in the importance of learning from the cradle to the grave. And we will certainly do everything we can to be vibrant members of the learning family. And we assure you of our great commitment and support. And on this day of love, we want to extend our warm love to all of the cities around the learning family. So with that, I'm sure you have many other people to speak with, but fondest and greatest regards from Waterford, and we will enjoy and reap rich benefits from our family in the years to come. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to say these few words.
Thank you very much, dear Mayor. Thank you. It is nice to see the great collaboration between the local authorities, education providers, the private sector, but also the articulation with other cities around in making this commitment for the city to become a living learning place for all. I think giving the opportunity for you to be a teacher and understand the relevance of education and lifelong learning is crucial. And very much willing to hear more about how it's going to be now Ireland with the learning city concept, bringing already Waterford as part of the learning cities. Thank you very much. Finally, we will travel to South America in order to hear some valuable experiences from the mayor of Cordoba in Argentina. So I would like to invite Daniel Pasavini, if he could be able to take the floor, if it's already in the... okay, Daniel.
Hola, buen día.
Hola, Daniel.
No estoy escuchando.
Nosotros sí te escuchamos.
Buen día. Disculpa por la tardía conexión, tuve una dificultad aquí. ¿Cómo están? Bueno, en primer lugar agradecerles la posibilidad en nombre de los cordobeses. Este es un proceso de trabajo que se inició ya hace 4 años con esta postulación y realmente estamos muy orgullosos que nuestra ciudad sea una ciudad que se sume a esto y que obviamente sea destinataria de esta decisión tan importante. Así que obviamente este es un desafío para seguir en el camino de progreso a través del aprendizaje, de la educación y de la integración. Hemos llevado adelante una serie de acciones que nos permiten sostener esta postulación y obviamente agradecer la decisión que se ha tomado.
Very much, Mr. Mayor. It's quite clear that it's an important day today, as you have been working for this process for so many time, so many years already. So it's really nice to have you on board. It's interesting to hear how Córdoba has been working to guarantee this recognition, and how also it's working very much in order to develop some ecosystems and articulation also with cities in Argentina. There's a strong national network in Argentina, and it's very important because mayors are talking to each other about the value of really implementing lifelong learning at the local level and becoming a more inclusive city. Thank you very much, dear Mayor. Thank you, and we'll willing very much to continue our cooperation. Well, we have some like...
Los agradecidos somos nosotros. Realmente el haber desarrollado un montón de instancias para integrar la educación, para conectar la educación y que la educación sea el motor del progreso de una ciudad es quizá nuestro objetivo, nuestro sueño, y esta decisión de UNESCO realmente hace que este sueño sea realidad. Parques educativos, centros de encuentro barrial, escuelas, universidades, el sector privado, las distintas instancias de participación de la ciudad son parte importante de este proceso, y Córdoba es una ciudad de aprendizaje desde su nacimiento hace 450 años, cuando al momento de nacer la ciudad tuvimos el Colegio Montserrat y una universidad. Esa fue nuestra impronta y ese es nuestro destino.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Well, thank you very much. We have been witnessing the vibrant environment shared by some of the new members. And let me try to take some points from the presentations. Probably you can get some others, but just to share briefly that cities share the strategic, innovative, often collaborative endeavors, which have garnered fruitful learning opportunities for individuals across the city. They recognize that in lifelong learning, all members of society are important, that partnership is crucial to assure access and quality in lifelong learning provision. So it's really not just a responsibility of the Education Ministry or the Secretary of Education in the city, but it's really important to assure that all voices of society are articulated in order to promote lifelong learning provision. So this it's quite important, and linked to this, we also learn from the practices the importance of this intersectorial approach to lifelong learning. So learning cities are trying to exemplify affording strong links and fostering partners that cut across sectors. So we could see how sports are very much integrated, health is very much integrated, climate action is integrated, citizenship education, of course. So all this articulation together with the skills of work need to be together and really stopping compartmentalizing the persons and really trying to bring a more comprehensive policy to achieve results and to face the challenges that we're having at the local level. I think number 3, very important, that I could follow with the experiences and followed by the 6 participants, is that learning cities are actively working to promote action and very much needs-oriented approaches to lifelong learning at the local level. So the rhetoric, the planning, the thinking are indeed relevant at this level if the actions are leading to tangible results and practical actions that are making a difference for learners each day. I would say finally, one important one is that learning cities are placing vulnerable groups at the core of their mandate. And this is crucial to make the right to lifelong learning a reality for all. Probably you have more elements to add or questions to pose to this valuable interchange. Please do so in the chat. And unfortunately, I need to say we didn't have the chance to invite all mayors of the 64 cities, but we asked them to send us a short video that will be able that you will be able to see it in our website, and they will show briefly the main vision and some actions that are taking place already on their cities. So that will be important to follow, not just today, but the days. Some concluding remarks based on the different views that we had from the different mayors, but also what was presented by Isabel according to the way we foresee the network for the coming years. And just to say that over 1 decade of existence of the network, we have become genuinely an international network. That with these 64 new cities, we have now 356 member cities from 79 countries from all over the world. That share inspiration, know-how, and best practices with each other. It's an evolution marked by collaboration, partnership, innovation, commitment, and solidarity. It is a true platform for multiculturalism and multilateralism. The network is unique also in its diversity of members and experience. The new members represents, of course, the 5 UNESCO regions as we saw before. And it's interesting because they include small municipalities whose learning city plans are in their initial stages, but also megacities whose initiative serves as an archetype among others. However, they share a common vision that also align with the rest of the cities in the network. That is really to make lifelong learning for all a reality. Let us work together to make this happen. We warmly invite you, as it was mentioned already, to participate in our I'm a Lifelong Learning campaign by clicking the link currently being posted in the chat and uploading an image with the statement. Let's showcase the power of lifelong learning through this initiative. Thank you all. You have joined today and willing to accompany you in your journey for creating a culture of lifelong learning in your city. I don't know if there's any question in the chat that we can take, given the fact that still some mayors are here, or we just move to the next part. Is there anything, Marie, that we can take on?
Thank you, Raul. A lot of questions from mayors who are here with us today and who are invited to join the networking session starting in just half an hour from now. You will all have received the links to join those particular that particular networking session where you can take the floor, introduce yourself, and also meet fellow mayors. So today we focused on a few cities because we can't give the floor to the 64 different cities due to lack of time. But we really hope that you're able to join and we will have more time for you to all meet one another very shortly. So I would say for now, we thank everybody who is also chatting and welcoming one another on the Q&A, and we're answering the questions as they come. So if that's everything, Raul, with you, I would like to thank you once again and everybody for joining today's event. And thank you to the panelists who took the time to present some of their strategic visions for lifelong learning at the local level. Also, thank you to the UIL team, of course, for making the session possible and for our director to have introduced all of the new cities. So once again, I will wrap up by warmly inviting you to join this networking event that is exclusively for the members of the Global Network of Learning Cities. you will have the chance to connect with one another and discuss a few of your thematic priorities. We heard a lot about what is going underway in the 6 different cities we heard from today, but it would be great to hear from other cities in the session on their respective thematic priorities and how they might fit as well with some of the themes that the Global Network of Learning Cities focuses on strongly. So for the structure of the upcoming session, we will have a brief introduction at 2 p.m. So in just under 30 minutes. We will then split into regional breakout rooms, so you can meet mayors and city level officials from your respective region, interact for about 20-25 minutes with them, and we will then move into thematic priorities, so you can choose a theme that interests you the most or that relates the most to your strategic vision, and you will also have 20-25 minutes to discuss and review some of your experiences. We will have each of these breakout rooms moderated by a member of our team. Just note that there will be no interpretation. We will support as much as we can with our own ability within the team in terms of language access. And so to access the event, finally, I'll repeat this just one more time. It's in the chat right now. You've also received an email. Please do register for this different meeting link. We were not able to do this today in the webinar format in light of the fact that we will have breakout rooms. So please follow the instructions in the chat. You will receive a confirmation email, which will have all the information you need to join the meeting. Thank you. Thank you very much. And we really look forward to seeing you shortly. Take a little break and join us again in the meeting. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.